shall I write? Of what shall I write? I will write. Can the railings of a few critics freeze my pen? A few well-heeled, well-placed critics. Do their words sting? I'll not give them the satisfaction of knowing. The young Willa Cather was using the pen name Siebert when she flatters my style. I worked hard on that style, thank you, and then scorched the pages of the Pittsburgh Leader. This Siebert says I wrote of women of the Bovary type who demand more romance out of life than God put into it. Fool woman, women of the Bovary type. Actually, not a bad association from a literary point of view. Doesn't help me pay my bills, but then that may be asking too much. I will not write pablum for these Philistines. A few of my poems and stories have squeaked by. But this one, The Storm, I don't think so. A married woman's desire for another man is not fair for children. Oh, it brims over with local color, but also with other colors. My works gather dust on library bookshelves. I speak at ladies' meetings and run my modest household.
Cassace, I was born in these woods, July 1888. And every summer my parents, Daddy was a country lawyer and Mama was a writer, took the sister and the boys and me down country to spend the summer in these woods. Briarwood. I kept up with my brothers. I could shinny up a tree and come down carrying an Oriole's egg in my mouth, just like that. My housekeeper, since Sister died in the 50s, says to me, "You know, Miss Carey, people does say you is peculiar." And why not? You don't get anywhere by sitting on your hiney now. No, indeed, you get somewhere by getting down on your prayer bones and digging. Put your money where your mouth is. I was the first woman hired in the field of forestry in Louisiana, in the entire United States. That was 1921. And why? I was down on my prayer bones, so to speak, developing a reputation for determination. Orneriness is more like it. Come hell or high water, I was going to save a forest. I wanted Louisiana to be a leader in forestry. I also wanted Louisiana to save what can't be replaced with a wish or a fat checkbook. A tiny half section of great virgin woods. Oh, such a long process. Now it is true that in 1930, June to be exact, almost 77,000 cut over acres were set aside to be reforested. That became Cassace National Forest. I was credited with the founding. I won a special award. And I was the first woman elected an associate member of the Society of American Foresters. Grandpappy, those little trees are 1/3 my age.
As long as John Fredericks, my assistant, does the construction work, why, you'll find me out here in Lake Vistana, assembling. Oh, you'd think I was a found object hanging from the fence. Why not work at 85? When I'm ready to go, I take off in some new direction. After Sunpath, I started assembling and hammering things together. I got Brian, my son, who's a cotton farmer, to bring me his junk, my found objects. When a new piece of farm equipment comes along, there is not a blessed thing you can do with the old but sell it for junk. That's my collection of gears, nails, bolts, chains, stove grates. Oh, you name it. Brian's brought it over here and I've used it in my sculptures. Where does all come from? Goodness knows. I started out like everybody, questioning and learning, and then going my own way. Well, before I was even old enough to say the word painting, I was drawn to a portrait in the hall of Dixon House of an English lady. The lady's arm was extended, and on it sat a falcon. Oh, I thought as I stared at that painting, when I get older, I'm gonna paint like that. I was just in time for the birth of abstract expressionism. It's all about color and form. I didn't get it right away. Oh, it took some real thinking to get meaning and feeling from abstraction. And there was Kiesler's sculpture, The Endless House, where congregations of real and imagined people, and I quote, live together peacefully, and the events of life are your house guests.